So just taking a quick look at Solana then on our daily time frame, as we can see, looking like it is continuing to reject this big daily fair value gap area and dumping to the downside as the result of Bitcoin. As always, before we begin, as you can see on screen, make sure you go down below, grab yourself some amazing deals from our partners. Tons of free money on offer, so sign up below and get involved with that, as you can see on screen. When things are this bearish and this horrific for the altcoin market, it can be good to get yourself some free money, so make sure you do that in the description, as you can see here. Right now, Solana just looking like, very simply, had a little bit of relief from this low, as you can see, as we have bounced out of this area a number of times in the past at around $120. We've obviously bounced to the upside here, coming up into this area, and then as you can see, we've come back down in line with Bitcoin basically dumping the market again. Pretty obvious stuff here. Bitcoin just creating an area of liquidity here. Pretty obvious. We've come down. Obviously the Nasdaq, if you look at the Nasdaq here, which we are highly correlated to with Bitcoin in general, has come down, swept some liquidity of its own. A pretty obvious move here. I've been trying to target this liquidity. I was trying to target it on Wednesday, no, Thursday and Friday, but I couldn't actually get an entry, and then obviously we never came down, and then we opened up and instantly took my target for the Nasdaq, which was annoying. But as you can see, Bitcoin basically just dumping in line with that, and then as a result, the whole altcoin space doing caca-poo-poo and moving to the downside as well. You can see Solana here coming back down to the low again, although holding stronger than a lot of other cryptos. If you look across the market, you can see a lot of cryptos here making a new lower low and looking quite bearish indeed. Quant here looking remarkably strong. That is interesting that Quant is doing so well there. Not looked at this chart for a while, but this is essentially a $100 stablecoin, isn't it, Quant? The amount of times that we've just... I mean, look at this chart. This is incredibly stable price action considering. Lots of volatility, but as you can see anyway, we have been... Look at Injective, man. Wasn't this at like $40? $53? And it went down to just under $3. That is absolutely wild. This looks like a buy, to be honest. I might have to buy this. I might have to start buying that. I mean, at $5, that's 10x back to the all-time high. Very, very nice. I think cryptos like this will do well in the long term. But as you can see across the board, a lot of cryptos really suffering right now. Solana's no exception, although it is doing better than most, as I said. You can see very simply, we've just come up, tapped into that daily fair value gap above and got rejected again. Just following Bitcoin right now, and we need to wait and see whether or not we're going to get some relief for Bitcoin going into this week. Obviously, opening up so bearish is not a good sign here. We've obviously closed below our monthly fair value gap here, which is a bad sign in terms of continuing bull market pressure. But we have continued to hold this weekly fair value gap here. As you can see, we held it a few weeks ago, we held it last week, and now looking like we're coming down to retest this area again. But it looks to me like Bitcoin wants to come down and take this low down here to complete the sell model at 75k. Obviously, this would be catastrophic for altcoins for the short term. This would probably mean that Solana would come down to $100 or so if that happens. But right now, we're just going to have to wait and see. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Right now, Solana looks like it, to be honest, it's sell modeling down to this low, where we'll probably take liquidity and then bounce. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Looking very highly correlated to Bitcoin, as I said. And right now, we're going to have to wait and see if Bitcoin's going to show mercy or not this week. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Check back every day for daily updates. And get some free money in the description below. Cheers.